Aho to ye travellers, cometh young, cometh old. 'Tis adventure we seek for the meek and the bold. A knight and a wizard who drink smashes sour have a magic crusade for you this questing hour.
Hello, travelers.
Welcome back, travelers, to the Questing Hour podcast. Happy Monday, Ari.
Happy Monday, Maggie.
How you feeling?
Sleepy.
Me too.
So sleepy.
So sleepy.
I have a busy week ahead of me. I'm scheduled like almost every day.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Yeah. I only have Thursday off, so we'll see how I survive.
Yeah, that's rough. I have a pretty easy week, but
Okay.
I mean, it's like all 5 days. But I'm not directing, so I just have to.
At least it's not 11-hour shifts.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! They were punishing me. They were punishing me for leaving the country. I was so mad.
How dare you enjoy your free time?
No, literally, I was so furious.
Ridiculous.
It made me so mad. Like I was literally getting there and leaving after, like, and people would come and go in between. I was like, must be nice.
Have
Goodbye,
a good
everyone.
day.
Why couldn't you have come early? And I just stay late. I don't get it.
Horrible.
Yeah,
I
but-
can't imagine. I literally get so exhausted at like anything more than 6 hours. I'm like,
Yeah, it's bad. It's
I
bad.
can't
Mhm.
imagine 11 hours.
Oh, it was rough. I was
That
like,
just
I'm gonna
feels like
yeah, I wore my comfy pants. I was like, I'm here for the long haul, so I gotta do it.
Yeah, I had a 7-hour shift yesterday because it was tax-free weekend.
Oh yeah,
Horrible.
yeah. Reminds me, I
Horrible.
gotta do some shopping.
No.
I need to buy. I need to shop.
What are we doing today, Maggie?
Well, today we are talking about one of the Knights of the Round Table, one of King Arthur's besties, Sir Lancelot.
Sir Lancelot.
Yeah. Ari, what do you know about Sir Lancelot? Before you do your
Nothing.
research, nothing.
I know nothing except his wife. That's it.
You just know Guinevere?
Just Guinevere.
That's so valid. That's so valid.
Literally all I know.
Yeah. He's been in a bunch of like movies and stuff, which is where I only know him from.
Yeah.
But that's it. I looked up actors that have played Lancelot.
Oh, I
And it's
didn't
like-
think about looking that up.
And we got John Krasinski.
Okay.
Guess what movie he played Lancelot in?
What movie?
Shrek the Third.
Don't laugh.
I don't love the Shrek movies.
Oh my god.
I'm not a fan.
Shrek?
I know I'm not a big Shrek fan. I'm sorry to the world, but it's not my cup of tea.
I can't believe you. I can't believe you don't like Shrek.
I'm not a Shrek gal. I'm sorry.
Somebody once told me.
I mean, that's a classic song. I love Smash Mouth, but I don't love Shrek.
You love Smash Mouth, but you don't love Shrek?
Yes! Sue me! Sue me!
Horrible.
Smash Mouth existed before Shrek.
That's so funny.
But anyway, Paul Wesley, Stefan from Vampire Diaries, played a version of Lancelot.
Really?
Yeah, in a movie called Young Arthur. So I'm assuming they were all young and hot.
Whoa, I'm looking at all these pictures of Lancelot.
Yeah.
They all
Well,
kind of...
Yeah, Lancelot was like the certified lover boy of the Round Table. Like every girl wanted him. Like he was the hot one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And one of the things too is that I came upon in my research is just like he was very well known for just how much he loved Guinevere.
Yeah.
Like one of the things like when I looked her up was like, oh, she's famous because of how much he loves her.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
crazy.
dang,
I need me a man like that.
romance so strong. Like that's the only reason she exists.
That's kind of adorable. But yeah, I was reading some of his like famous stories, and there's one where he gets kidnapped by these four queens. They're like just going through the forest, and they see him sleeping, and so they're like, "Oh my God, this guy is gorgeous." So they kidnap him, and they take him back to like their castle. And when he wakes up, they're like, "Okay, you have to marry one of us four, or we're gonna kill you."
Oh.
Yeah, they're like, "We all want you, but you have to pick one." So we can marry you and you have to be in love with us. And he literally says, I'd rather die because I love Guinevere so much. And then the queens are like, that's sweet, you can go. And they just let him go.
They're like, damn, I wish I had a love like that.
They're like, okay, whatever. That's sweet, I guess. And they just let him go.
Aww.
He's such a good lover.
He's the greatest lover ever.
Right. So sweet.
That is literally crazy.
Yeah, but there's many, many stories of him meeting these damsels in distress, and they're immediately like, "I'm going to marry you." And he's like, "My heart belongs to another." Sorry.
It's like, no,
Yeah,
I mustn't.
I shan't. No, but thanks.
I kept seeing things about the Holy Grail.
Yeah, he was on that. He was on that quest. Him and Galahad and some other guys.
And some others.
And
you
some
know,
other dudes,
but
yeah.
Lancelot's the most important one.
Yeah, that was there. Yeah.
What is the Holy Grail?
That is such a great question. I'm pretty sure it's okay, so I know that in Indiana Jones, it's like the cup that Jesus drank out of at the Last Supper or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's find out. What is the Holy Grail? But that's only in, you know. Yeah,
And-
yeah, okay. It's a Christian relic that is a cup or platter that Jesus Christ is said to have used at the Last Supper. Wow. Thanks, Indiana
Okay.
Jones.
Okay, Indiana Jones. I've
Yeah.
actually never seen Indiana Jones.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. It's just like a classic cheesy adventure movie. It's so good. But yeah, it's great. And so basically, you know, as all old-timey Christians did, they were like, let's go find all these ancient relics and put them in a museum.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay, well, that makes sense because Lancelot and Guinevere's love was so passionate and adulterous that he literally couldn't look at the Holy Grail directly.
Wow. I mean, yeah, because Guinevere was married to King Arthur,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy because they were allegedly best buds.
That's damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, literally, yeah, Lancelot was King
Lancelot.
Arthur's right-hand man, and he was
Messed up, messed
in
up.
love with his wife, dedicating all of his quests to Guinevere, and King Arthur's just like, what the hell, man? I'm right here.
Like, bruh,
Dude.
you're at my round table.
Yeah. So wild.
That's crazy.
I know. But everyone's like, he's just in love. You can't blame him. I would personally blame him.
Personally,
I'd be a little
I wouldn't take
pissed.
that.
Yeah. I'd be a little mad. Yeah.
That's wild.
But Lancelot also had another wife. Her name was Elaine.
Makes sense why he couldn't stare into the cup now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, most of these guys, like, it's said that Lancelot is the best of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you know, the most noble, with like never hurt a fly unless he absolutely had to. And he's doing all this stuff.
If he's the best, what are
What do these other
doing?
guys do? Yeah. I mean, we know about Sir Gawain. He was messed up. Yeah.
Sir Gawain.
Sir Gawain was messed up. But yeah, Lancelot is supposedly the like golden boy of the Round Table. And he made all these mistakes. Which just goes to show you, men are all the same.
They never change.
Men never change. But that also goes to show you, you can make mistakes in your life, and you can also your legacy can also be remembered as someone that is good in your heart. Because he did all these quests out of the goodness of his heart.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The goodness of his heart for his love.
For his lady love.
For his
Best
lady
friend's wife.
love.
Yeah. Crazy. I don't know if this happens to you, but personally, as soon as my best friends start liking someone, that person like loses all attraction to me. Like I'm like, that is the ugliest person in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm like, okay, good for you, I guess.
I'm like,
Weird.
"Ugh."
Yeah, not for me.
Gross.
Yeah. But Lancelot, do your thing, I guess.
Okay. As I was looking up things, I'll read a little snippet of one of the things that I was reading. I was like, wait, I know so much, I feel like, about a lot of these stories, just like bits and pieces that I recognize, but I
Yeah.
don't know how to put them all together.
Hmm.
Like, I'm like, oh, wait, I've heard of that. How did I not know that they were connected in
Yeah.
some way or like whatever? Because in one of the stories of what's it called, Lancelot, it was saying that like after his father died, he was carried off by an enchantress who was the Lady of the Lake,
Yeah, yeah.
and she's the one that sent him to King Arthur's court,
Hmm.
which I did not know. I was like, wait, I know the Lady of the Lake.
I know that name. I know that name.
Lady.
Yeah, he was essentially raised by the Lady of the Lake
Yeah.
in the
And
like magical realm in which the Lady of the Lake presided. So he was born and raised in like a magical enchanted court with like magical fairy lords and ladies,
I love
which was
that.
sick. And then he was like, I'm gonna go back to the
Sick.
normal world
It's
and
like, I hate it here.
whatever. But I think it's cool that he got to, experience living with like magical mystical fairies and then come back and be kind of like the best of both worlds. Which is
Yeah.
maybe why he was like so different from the other knights, because he had such a different upbringing and was raised on, fairy
That's
nobility.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably why like it kind of helped shape the way that like he loved and
Yeah.
treated other people, and his loyalty despite loving his best friend's wife
You love who you love. So wild.
is kind of inspiring and
Yeah.
is probably why he's one of the more well-known knights,
Mhm.
honestly. I
Yeah.
imagine living with the Lady of the Lake, like I wonder if he like did quests and stuff in the other realm.
I would love to read
And
some of those stories. Yeah.
right? That would be crazy.
Hmm.
I want to know what it was like over there.
Right? Because none of his like big stories happen until after he's already grown up and gone to King Arthur. So I would love to know more about him as a little kid. I think that'd be
Yeah.
really cool.
Like
Maybe I'll find a like fan fiction
before
or something.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Wait. Put a pin in it. We
Put a
should
pin in
write
it.
a fan fiction.
I'm writing Lancelot fan fiction. I was reading a story, which I will share with you in a second, but I was reading a story about him and one of his biggest nemesis. And I was like Googling it and I was like, Sir Lancelot and Sir Turquoise. And immediately it was like lover fan fiction. I was like, what? Not what I wanted
What?
at all. But save that pin for later.
I'll star that in my history.
Yep. I will TBR.
Oh my god. What?
Yeah, ridiculous.
That really goes to show that there really is something out there for everybody.
No, literally.
Because why would I research those two guys
Yeah.
and want to read a fan fiction about them?
If you are the person who is reading Knights of the Round Table fan fiction, please find us. Please,
Find
I want to
us.
be
We
your
want to be
friend.
friends.
We will be your best friend.
Whoever wrote the fan fiction, please hit us
I
up.
love you.
I love you.
I love you. It's so funny. But yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
who is Lord Twarkin?
Sir Twarkin. So,
Me
Sir,
lord.
I'm assuming it's like Turquine. It's like Turquine. So like Turquine or Turkine, something like that.
Turkin.
Turkin, Lord Turkin.
Lord Turkin.
So basically, Lord Turkin had a beef with every single member of the Knights of the Round Table. He just hated all these knights.
All right.
And so he kind of made it his life mission to fight and imprison all of them.
Woo.
And so, like a couple miles away from his castle, he hung up a bell in the woods. And he was like, if anybody rings this bell, I'm going to come out and fight them. And since I'm a good fighter, I'm going to win and I'm going to imprison them forever. And so he basically captured every single member of the Round Table.
Oh,
Yeah, except for King Arthur and
okay.
Lancelot.
Okay.
And he eventually captured Lancelot's brother, Lionel. And Lancelot was like, not my brother. So he, got on his horse and was like, I gotta find him. I gotta find him. And so he found this bell and he rang it. And then he was like, oh, and then Turkine showed up and he was like, I will fight you now because you rang my bell. And literally, this guy has defeated, I think it was like 65 knights and
Oh
imprisoned
my
them all.
God.
And won because he's that good of a fighter.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, and so him and Lancelot fight for 2 hours straight. And Lancelot eventually
Damn.
wins because he's so great at everything he does. Because
Just too good.
he's the golden knight. He's like perfect.
Literally
Yeah.
Lancelot.
And so Turkine was like, okay, you won, I guess. I will free all of my prisoners because you won, but you have to tell me, are you the knight that I hate most of all? And then Lancelot was like, who's the knight you hate most of all? And he's like, the one who killed my brother, Lancelot. And I was like, yeah, it's me.
He said, "Ooh, about that.
Oh, that is actually me. Sorry.
That is."
Yeah, that is actually me.
He's like, "Bruh, who
Yeah.
is your arch nemesis? What is all of this for?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh shit, it is me."
oh, my bad, bro.
Sorry, who that?
And so Turkine obviously is like, well, never mind. I'm gonna kill you and I'm gonna keep all these people imprisoned. And so they fight again. They fight again for like 2 more hours, and then
Oh my
Lancelot
God.
eventually like wins and he kills him.
Okay, okay.
And then Lancelot goes into the castle, fights all the guards, and single-handedly frees 65 knights of the Round Table.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dang.
Right? It's so cool.
Forget Arthur. What he doing?
Right? I know. We gotta do an episode on Arthur because he's looking pretty bad right now.
Boo.
Like Lancelot's winning. Lancelot is winning.
Lancelot top tier.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Right. Like I don't think if I had heard that this guy had beat 65 of my friends and imprisoned them all, I'd be like, well, I think I can win.
Definitely.
I think I'm different.
I'd just be like,
All right, just throw me in. I'm not even gonna try to fight. I'll ring the bell and be like, take me.
take me. Yeah, I'm like, here's my sword. Take
Here's
my
my
things.
sword, I
Don't even
guess.
worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll join my fellow knights.
Right. I'm scared.
Just don't kill me.
Right, please, 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 please. Yeah.
Please.
Lancelot, he had that knightly mindset. He was like, no, I don't care if it's scary. I don't care if I might lose. I have what it takes to win, and I'm gonna free my brother and all of my knights. And so he just went,
Yeah.
and he did it. And I think that's
And
so
he
cool.
did.
Yeah. And he knew
That's-
that he had he knew that he was a good fighter. And he
Mhm.
knew that he had the magic of the Lady of the Lake on his side.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he used all of those gifts that he had to win and help other people that were imprisoned. And I think that was pretty sick.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Is there like a whole book about Lancelot with all his
I'm
stories?
sure there is.
There's gotta be.
Yeah. The book that I'm reading right now, The Illustrated Age of Chivalry, is it's huge, first of all. It has a ton of Lancelot stories in it.
Oh,
Lancelot.
okay.
Yeah, and so I was reading a couple of those this morning. And they're very good. And it has pictures in it. There's a picture. Here's him sleeping.
Aw, little sleeping beauty.
Sleepy.
So eepy night.
Just like me.
He just like me for real.
Me for real.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And that is Lancelot.
And that is him.
That is
That
him.
is
That is him.
But imagine being like the most because obviously he has to be the most skilled knight if he is the only one that was able to free all of them.
Right. Yeah.
And his love for Guinevere is so powerful that he's literally willing to die instead of look or be with another
Right.
woman.
One of the queens was Morgan Le Fay, who was like, famously seductive
Yeah.
enchantress. And he's like, no, no, thank you. Yeah.
He said, ugh.
I hate you. You're not Guinevere.
Like, he literally has to be the greatest knight, like, just ever,
Right?
period.
Yeah. He's just, excels at everything that he does. Personally, if I was that good at fighting and that good of a lover, I wouldn't be as noble as he was. I would be, I might
I
be a bad guy.
would.
Might be a bad guy. Because like
What?
if
Cause a
you're
little
that good at
chaos.
fighting, you could take any kingdom that you wanted. And you
Yeah,
could, you could have
true.
any woman you wanted.
Yeah, I would say like Arthur is honestly lucky that he's at his round table and not on like the enemy team.
Right? If they were ops, it would be
It would
lights
be
out for
over.
King Arthur.
Over. Guinevere would not have a husband no more.
Right? Yeah, he'd be more than a side fling. But yeah.
That's yeah. His reputation definitely precedes him because
Oh yeah.
I literally didn't know anything about him at all.
I mean,
It
yeah,
was
even
like,
people that don't know anything about like the Knights of the Round Table, medieval history, they know King Arthur and Lancelot.
yeah, literally.
And like that's who they know.
That's it. I love that. Okay, wait. I want to know if I didn't read enough to get this far.
Yeah.
But obviously their love for each other is obviously famous literature. Arthurian romance. But this says what's it called? Okay. The Lancelot Guinevere love affair is among the most famous in world literature and defines the lovers even as they struggle to resist their passion, rendering them finally heroic figures brought down by the fatal flaw of their relationship. What brought them down? What is the fatal flaw?
Oh, I was just reading about this. Okay, so eventually it seems Lancelot kind of let the power go to his head, and he tried to seize the throne of Dumnonia, which is some kingdom, and then he conspired against Arthur and Guinevere to try to get this kingdom, and he attempted to start a rebellion, and then he failed. So he was hanged by King Arthur and Guinevere.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I know. So sad. Well, some of these say there's actually different stories about why he died.
Yeah, how they
One
ended.
one of them says that Guinevere was killed, and then 6 weeks later he dies of grief, which is I don't know. I like that one better.
Aw, that's romantic.
That's sweet.
That's so sweet.
That's cute.
What's it called? In one of the stories, the one I was just talking about, Le Mort d'Arthur.
Yeah.
Basically there's a conflict between Lancelot's love for Guinevere and like his loyalty to King Arthur.
Oh dang.
And it leads to a dolorous death and departing of this world from King Arthur.
Oh. Dang. So Lancelot finally gets the girl. That is
and his
crazy.
friend and his struggle is over. His conflict is over because he doesn't have to pick between Arthur or Guinevere anymore.
Yeah. He's like, well, I guess my decision's been made.
All right.
Cool. And then Gwen dies, and then he dies of grief. Yeah. I like that story.
Yeah, that one's better.
I like that one better. Yeah. Instead of the historical, he tried to invade a kingdom and he failed, and then he was hanged for treason. Yeah, that's boring. I want stories of love and romance and betrayal.
What's it called? I did want to mention too, because I know that we're gonna end up talking about it at some point, or not in this episode, but at one point, Guinevere gets kidnapped by Mordred.
Mordred. Yeah, Mordred's a bad guy. And we'll have a guest expert to talk about Mordred.
Certified #1 Mordred hater will be on our podcast
Yeah,
with
Mordred's
all the
a
facts.
bad guy.
You know what we should do for future episodes? We should literally create a PowerPoint.
Oh my gosh, that'd be genius. Yeah.
And we
pictures and stuff.
we always have fun, and I feel like it would be a better lesson.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. Put pictures.
All right,
I like it. Next week we'll have a PowerPoint.
We'll have a PowerPoint for you guys
I
for
love
sure.
It. Yeah.
I just thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I have all these tabs up. I can just put the information right there. We can talk about it.
Right. That'd be so nice. Yeah.
Dang.
We definitely need PowerPoint. He's a fighter. He's a fighter and a lover, which I think is interesting.
Because everyone's always usually one or the other.
One or the other, yeah. And he's like,
but
I can be great at both. Yeah.
He's like, I am beyond those mortal rules.
Yeah.
Do you think that he is that way because he was raised by the Lady of the Lake? Like, what if the other knights had lived in that realm also?
Yeah.
Do you think they would have been as skilled or powerful or knowledgeable or romantic?
I definitely think because he was raised in kind of like the magical realm, he had like a bigger mindset about like how the world worked. So he was able to see like it's not just the king and the kingdom and responsibilities, and it's not just being like a romantic and falling in love. He's like, I can do both of these things. And I can be great at both of them, and I don't have to like pick a route in my life to go down.
And I don't have to stick to one path forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, he was good at both, so he's like, why should I have to pick? If I can,
True.
I can do both and still be great at both.
Yeah. Because like, I'm just thinking. I'm also thinking like in this time. Realistically, most boys would have been raised by other men.
Yeah.
But he was raised by a magical woman.
Yeah.
And what do you know? Best, sweetest romantic lover out there.
Yeah. He's like, when they say like he's written by a woman, like
yeah,
Lancelot was kind of like written by the Lady of the Lake to be like the exact man that every woman wants.
That's insane.
Yeah, because I feel like all the other men in this time would have been like, ooh, I gotta go to war, I gotta win a war, and I gotta fight, and you stay home and cook a vegetable or whatever. And he is like, fighting, but then he like takes his helmet off and swishes his hair, and he's like, oh, my lady, and he kisses her hand. He's like, I will die for you. But yeah, it would work on me.
Sign me up.
It would work. So I think the lesson here is that it's important to embrace masculinity and femininity.
Yes.
And be able to combine.
Love that.
Yeah, and be able to, find your balance in the best of both worlds. And you don't have to be on one side or the other. And you can kind of exist somewhere in between.
Yeah, and it doesn't make you any less of one or the other by leaning into the other one.
Yeah, and like there's good aspects of both and there's bad aspects of both. And so you can kind of pick and choose whichever ones you want and be the best version of yourself that you can be.
Best of both worlds. Hannah Montana once said.
Oh, yeah. Wow, this actually got pretty good.
Okay,
Lancelot.
Okay,
We are smart.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah. So yeah, Lancelot is a man written by a woman, of course, and all the other knights are men written by men. So they're not going to be as good.
So they suck.
They suck, and I hate them, and I love Lancelot. And Gwen should have been with Lancelot the whole time.
It would have saved everyone so much trouble.
Right. But maybe he loved the thrill of the chase so much that if she ever like left King Arthur, he would have been like, well, now it's not as exciting, right?
Boo, this is boring.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I like this anymore. Oh.
I want you to insert this picture of I'll send it to you, but it's a picture of Guinevere and Lancelot like in the forest. And it looks so magical. She's like bowing into him and he's holding her up. Oh,
Oh, that's adorable. I'm gonna find it.
art.
Art.
Depiction of Lancelot and Guinevere by Wilhelm List. And the horses behind them, like,
Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so beautiful.
right?
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
And she's being vulnerable with him while he's wearing his full body armor.
Yeah, I love that. You know I love that.
That's my knight.
That's what I need. That's my night.
Yeah, I like that, he has the skills to back it up, but I like that it seems that he is so sure of himself. And like in the story you were telling how he saved all the knights, like he's like, "Oh, who killed your brother?" He's like, "Lancelot." And he's like, "Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's me."
I would have been like, that's crazy. Anyway, my name is Sir Galahad.
My name is King Arthur.
Yeah, you're looking for the wrong guy. But yeah, he was
Um,
like, yeah, that's me. I know I did it.
and
Like,
then
I'm gonna own up
continue
to
to
it.
fight. Yeah.
Right? And he's like, and I can still beat you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because this isn't the first story where we've had, because obviously, as we've mentioned a billion times, he's sleeping with Guinevere. But this isn't the first story where we have almost these ideal, almost 100% perfect, loyal, honest,
Yeah.
chivalrous people. But there's always like one thing about them that still makes them imperfect or like not good people
Yeah.
in some way, because at its core, sleeping with your best man's freaking wife is
Crazy.
hell, jail.
Unbelievable.
Like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But everything about him is perfect. The
Yeah.
way he looks, the way he acts, his skills,
Mhm.
how romantic he is.
And he just
Like,
had to fall in
and
love
he
with the
just,
wrong woman. His
you
fatal
know,
flaw. That's his fatal flaw.
that's
Yeah.
his fatal flaw.
Mhm.
And it's like we see that in a lot of these characters where like
Mhm.
they are almost perfect beings, or a lot of these knights.
Yeah.
But there are almost perfect beings, and then there's always something about it that just throws it off. And it's like it almost becomes a moral dilemma where it's like, can I still like this character, even though, like, can I look over this flaw because they're perfect in every other way?
Exactly. Like you think of these knights and like heroes in any kind of media, heroes are like inspiring and you want to
Mm-hmm.
be them, but then you see their flaws and you're like, "Wait, never mind. I can't support that." Like
Yeah.
they're bad people at their core. And but like so are we. Like everybody has a fatal flaw. We
Yeah.
all have, things that we do that are terrible. We all have bad parts of us that we wish we didn't have. But you can look at these characters that you feel inspired by, and you see that they have them too, and you're kind of like,
Mhm.
oh, well, maybe I can be a hero because
Yeah.
they're doing it and they have flaws, but they're like looking past them and still being awesome. So why can't I?
Exactly.
Hmm.
It's just humanizing, and it makes it so much easier to be like relatable. And I think this goes back to what we were saying before, with like how a lot of these stories and tales are still readable and can still apply in a lot of ways to real life, even if we're all not knights and kings anymore, you know?
Yeah, I think about like superheroes nowadays. Like people don't relate to Superman as much as they do say like Spider-Man because Superman is literally perfect. He's not from Earth, so he doesn't have any
Yeah.
human flaws. He can do basically anything he wants. Whereas Spider-Man, he's a kid. He's broke. He
Mm-hmm.
is sometimes messes up. He, loses his girl constantly.
Yeah.
But people love him more and they can relate to him as a character because if I was a superhero, I'd do the same thing. And it's so much more interesting to see someone that's like you and makes the same mistakes you would make in media like
Yeah.
that. Hmm.
Yeah, that's why I really like Miles Morales, uh
Yes, yeah.
his Spider-Man. I love the Spider-Verse movies. I'm
Oh, they're
obsessed with
so good.
them.
He's so like
There's
geeky and awkward and clumsy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like you can really tell like he's a kid and he's just learning and not knowing what he's doing. And
Yeah.
spoiler alert, but like in the last movie that came out, he essentially, like, we learned that he like created the villain
Yeah. Hmm.
unintentionally And we're like, oh shit, so like this is all his fault.
Kind of his fault. Yeah.
Ooh, awkward.
Yikes.
But it's like, it's okay. I could forgive him. We'll figure it out together.
Right,
Like,
because you can see like his core is good and he wants to just do good.
mhm.
Wow. Is Spider-Man the Lancelot of the MCU? Personally, I think Thor would be the Lancelot of the MCU.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I think Tony Stark would be King Arthur.
Okay, I can
Yeah.
believe that.
Because he's, like the leader, but like nobody really loves him. Speaking of which, did you see the Doctor Doom casting?
Yes!
Bruh.
I tweeted and I was like, how do we feel about this?
I don't know how I feel about it. I think if they do it right, I think it'll be really cool. But I would love to have seen someone scarier.
Someone else?
Yeah, I wanted to be Giancarlo Esposito from he was in The Boys, he was in Breaking Bad.
Who's he playing the boys?
He's like that weird like guy that's in charge of Vought. Here, I'll look up a picture of him. You'll recognize him if you saw him. He plays
I
a
was
bad guy in
thinking
everything.
more Cillian Murphy vibes,
Ooh, that'd be good too.
right?
I'm sharing my screen.
All right, guys, Sir Lancelot's over.
This guy.
Doom is in.
This guy.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he'd be a great Doctor
That
Doom,
would
just
be.
because he's like,
That's a good picture.
all right. I know he's like so scary at everything that he does. I thought he could have done it really well. But I saw Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer, and I thought he was really good at playing like a dark, intense character.
Yeah.
So I think if he doesn't try to bring any Tony Stark into it and any Robert Downey Jr. into it,
Yeah.
and he is like a completely different guy.
Don't be yourself in any way, shape, or form. I think it'll be good.
Tony Stark was basically just him in a suit. So I feel like if he doesn't do that at all, it'll be fine. Because then, because all the characters, they'll be like, oh my god, the multiverse, I'm fighting Tony Stark. And he's like, I'm not Tony Stark. And they have to, like, battle with that. Like, everyone that we thought we knew is somebody completely different now. I think that would be a really cool take. But he just can't act like Tony Stark at all, or it's going to ruin it. And I'm scared.
Yeah. I don't know, because it's like besides Oppenheimer, the only other thing I've seen him in is obviously Iron Man.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm scared because that's all I know of him.
I mean, that's all he did for 20 years. Yeah.
I don't know his range of anything, like literally.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting.
What an insane, yeah. And then the other thing too was I've seen a lot of things about the Fantastic Four being like in the 60s or something, like retro vibes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to be like, present day fighting, but all the vibes look like old timey.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'll be a good movie. I just don't know what they'll do with it in the future. Which, in a perfect world, they wouldn't do anything with it in the future. It would be a standalone movie.
Leave it alone.
That doesn't have to connect to anything else.
We don't need 5 other movies.
Yeah, give these guys one movie to shine, and then they never meet another Avenger.
That's fine. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Don't ruin it. Like, if I
don't think everything needs to connect.
I know. Like, Moon Knight was perfect by itself.
Oh my god, Moon Knight was so good.
And I have, like, freaking nightmares about seeing Moon Knight interact with Ant-Man in some crappy CGI nightmare verse. I don't want to see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he needs to go on his own little adventures in his world.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, it's so bad. So yeah, if the Fantastic Four get their own little, like, tiny little spin-off universe kind of vibe, I think that'd be great. But they do have a, like, big Doctor Doom storyline, so we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I
also love that they low-key, like, wrote Kang out of all of their future plans.
Yeah, just, like, forgot everything that is. It's like, let's just pretend we didn't.
Let's pretend, Jonathan Majors, let's pretend he doesn't exist.
The entire Loki series, just forget.
It is actually
some of those parts.
so hilarious. They're like, we have a 10-year plan with one singular actor who plays a billion versions of himself. And then that actor goes and abuses a woman. They're like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
Oh my god!
Like, you know the scene
Yeah.
where SpongeBob's brain is like on fire and
Yeah, I'm assuming that's how it was at the
all the
Marvel
SpongeBobs
headquarters.
are like, yeah, they have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. They put all their faith in this one man, and all he had to do was not get canceled.
Yeah.
For the
All he had
next
to do
10
was
years.
be a decent fucking human
Yeah.
being.
He's like, oh no, I really want to hit a woman. So he couldn't. Terrible. And he just lost probably like $1 billion. So sucks to be
Oh
him.
my,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Mhm.
And yeah, now they're just like, let's just pretend.
Let's pretend King actually never existed. I'm
Yeah.
sure they'll wrap it up nicely somehow in like the Loki season 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're like, we got bigger fish to fry.
And that's Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom.
Robert Downey, Doom, you're.
If they made a new Lancelot, who should play Lancelot?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think, honestly, I think Timothy Chalamet could do it pretty well.
Ooh.
He has like, obviously, he's very attractive, and he has
Mhm.
like kind of like softer feminine features, and he kind of already looks like a fairy, so I feel like he can do
Yeah.
it pretty well. I was gonna say
Yeah.
Jacob Elordi from Euphoria, but
Ooh.
I think he's too tall and like masculine.
True, but it would be interesting to see him try to tap into that more soft
Like softer,
energy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
that would be cool.
Mhm.
I was gonna say Florence Pugh should play
Ooh!
Guinevere.
Oh, that was so good. Oh, yeah, I actually need to see Timmy and Florence. I need to see those two.
I need it.
Yeah, give me one more Timmy Florence movie, and then I'll be satisfied.
Because they were together in Little Women? Pretty
Yeah,
Women?
Little Women.
Little Women.
Little Women.
It's like I don't remember what it's called.
Pretty Women.
Pretty Women.
Pretty Women.
Yeah, like that. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that'd be really good. Wow, I gotta write this movie.
Do it. Get on it, Maggie.
I'm writing. Turning my very first screenplay, and I'm like, I actually need Timothy Chalamet and Florence Pugh. And they're like, who are you?
Why are you in our office right now?
Like, make this happen, please. Please make it happen.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good fan cast. I think she'd be great as that.
Hmm.
That'd be good.
I am obsessed with her. I think she's a fantastic actress.
She's great in everything she does. She's incredible. Mhm.
She's such a wide range of skills. Like,
Yeah.
she's not just Iron Man. She's everything.
Yeah. Like, she could do comedies. She could do dramas. She could do period pieces. It's so good.
Perfect
Mhm.
in every way.
In every way. And she's gorgeous.
And she's gorgeous.
Hmm.
Love to see it.
Love to see it.
But yeah, so the tale of Lancelot is an inspiring and well-known tale. So we wanted to start off with this at first to just chit-chat it out. But of course, we'll have PowerPoints next time. Don't worry, guys.
Don't you worry.
Don't you worry. We'll be more organized.
And they'll have like the animations and everything. They're gonna be good.
Oh yeah. You'll get to see pictures and
Yup.
everything.
I love it.
But they're, his stories, whether it's with Guinevere or his quests that he goes on, have become a central part of Arthurian literature. I feel like besides King Arthur pulling a sword out of the stone, right? That's Arthur.
Yeah.
I think Lancelot is probably, like, I know more about Lancelot at this point than I do about King Arthur.
Right. And let's be reminded, King Arthur's only the king of England because he pulled the sword out of the stone.
Not because he's good at it.
Yeah. If I had any say in it, Lancelot would be the king. But
He already has the girl.
he already got the girl.
It just makes sense.
Yeah. No hate to King Arthur. I'm sure you're fine or whatever, but not my pick.
But he is known for being the best knight and probably the most perfect knight. But as we've talked about and touched on today, he is, in fact, not perfect.
Deeply flawed.
Deeply flawed, sir. And it was his downfall in the end.
It was, yeah.
No matter which story you read, because he died from being heartbroken.
So sad, truly.
Sad boy.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Any other thoughts, Maggie?
Just one. It's time for a side quest. Side quest.
Side quest, side quest.
Side quest.
Go be with your best friend's woman.
No. Go be an adulterer.
Oh my god, absolutely not. We do not condone.
Do not be a homewrecker.
Why are we goofing so much?
Oh my gosh. Oh my
We're
gosh.
recording this episode so early. I think
I know.
it's gone to our brain.
I think it has. It really has. Oh, I have a side quest. I have a good one. Okay, so
We had that quest planned all along,
we're
Maggie.
so ready. So, as we know, Lancelot, super good at his job. He's good at everything he does. He has
Yes.
gifts and powers from a magical world that kind of, help him. And he's super hot. But he uses those powers for good. And he uses all of the gifts that he has to go save all of his 65 besties from Sir Turkin. So we all have different powers and gifts that we can use. And one of our powers and gifts that we can use is the power of the right to vote. So your side quest
Oh.
is, if you are not registered to vote, register to vote. Because this is important, and it is a power that we all have as American citizens. If you're listening to this not in America, I'm sorry. But the election's coming up, and things are heating up in the political world, as we all definitely know. And yeah, one of the things that we can do is register to vote. If you're already registered to vote, read up on the candidates, see what you like, see what you don't like.
Do your research. Yep.
Do your research. It's very important, especially now that we have, the two people that we're probably going to have to choose between. So, yeah, I think it's super important to use
I love voting.
I love voting.
I love
actually-
participating in government.
Yeah. As much as it seems like we can't really change anything, I feel like a lot of people feel that way and we don't have a voice.
Yeah.
Whatever. But voting is incredibly important. If
Yeah.
if all of us decide that we don't have a voice, then who's making our decisions?
Then we
for
actually
us?
don't have a voice.
Yeah. Then who are we gonna let make our decisions?
Yeah. And I think the scary part about, voting and trying to find our place, because a lot of people are like, oh, my vote doesn't really count if I'm in a majority this state or a majority this state, or because of the electoral college and whatever. But even if that seems daunting, I do recommend researching your local and state governments, because those are the immediate changes that are going to affect you actually. And researching how to participate in those, or whenever elections or what changes need to be done in your city, look up how to do that, because I feel like it's not impossible, but researching is so important.
Exactly. And if you consider yourself a single issue voter, recently I've considered myself a person that only votes based on women's health care and women's health issues. If they are on the same side as me, that is who I will vote for. But if you are already registered to vote and you have one of those issues that you feel really strongly about and very close to your heart, look up organizations around you that work with those specific issues and get in touch with them, volunteer for them, send them money, donate to their cause, anything that you want to do like that. And just use the things that you have now to help the people around you. That's what Sir Lancelot would do.
Be like Lancelot and be honest and save your 65 buddies, because it's not only about Lancelot, it's about the Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah, do what's best for your round table, your community.
Yes.
And then get 4 of your closest friends together and go kidnap the hottest man that you see and make him marry one of you.
Or he dies.
Or kill him. That's your Maggie quest for the week. We do not condone cheating, and we do not condone kidnapping. Let me just
or killing.
and murder is bad as well. We do condone voting. It's turned violent. It turned too violent. We gotta reel it in.
It got a little dark in here. We gotta end this episode. Jesus.
All right. Well, all right. Where can you find us?
You can find us on all social media platforms. We are most active on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to reach us at Questing Our Podcast. Questing HR Podcast.
Yeah.
Except on Twitter, we are just Questing Our.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But you can reach us either in our DMs, in our comments, or with our hashtag #MyQuestingHour to share our quests with us.
And you can hear us on YouTube and Spotify, which is where you're listening right now. And
Or
we'll be back on
us.
or looking at us. And we'll be back on Thursday, and we have a very special guest. I'm so excited.
Our first guest.
Our first guest on our podcast is gonna be so great.
I'm so excited.
I know it's gonna be so good.
And let us know in the comments down below how you like our new intro.
Yeah, I personally am a big fan. We need like somebody. If you know any animators, I feel like we need to animate an intro.
Animators who are not $1,000, please hit us up.
Animators.
Cheap animators. I repeat.
We love you. Cheap
we
animators.
love you. Need to be affordable.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just learn it myself. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll figure out how to.
I'll make a day of it.
But farewell, travelers. We shall see you on Thursday.